Well, hello there, people of the internet, and hello again. I'm TheMBmulti. Welcome back to Doki Doki Purist Mod. In the previous episodes, we did the We did the baking with Natsuki, and in this episode, of course, we are onto the new stuff from the mod itself, because we are off to the festival on the Natsuki route now. It's the day of the festival. I hear my alarm clock going off, and while yawning I stretch my arms out and look at the time. It's not supposed to be this late, is it? I could have sworn I've set my alarm clock correctly. I check my phone to see nearly 50 unread messages and a dozen missed calls, all of them from Natsuki. My heart sinks and realize I'm about to be there an hour later than I was supposed to. I get ready as quickly as I can and hurry over to the kitchen to grab the cupcakes Natsuki and I baked, hastily stacking 2 trays so that I can carry everything. I rush out the door and head towards school, anxious about how much this might hurt our club's activity today. I rush into the school and head towards the classroom, making sure not to drop the cupcakes. I walk into the room and see a decent number of people already there for the festival. Seriously? I turn to the side and see Natsuki glaring at me, as nervous as I was. Sorry, my alarm wasn't set correctly. I hadn't planned on being late, honest. I put the cupcake trays on a nearby table and people start rushing towards it. Surely that's not the only reason they'd come, right? Well, while you were struggling to figure out how to use basic technology, people have already started arriving and we didn't have any cupcakes. I mean, do you know how hard it is to get people to stick around for something like this when there's no food? I look at my phone again, remembering how many times she tried messaging me. Yeah, I can see why you were concerned. I'm really sorry. You tried pretty hard to get a hold of me though. You were really worried about me, huh? I was worried about how our club's activity would turn out, dummy. Sure, I was a little worried about you too, but... Natsuki looks off to the side. Look, it doesn't matter. Hey. I walk over a bit closer to Natsuki. We're here now. People are going to eat some of the best cupcakes on the planet while we're going to be enjoying the festival. I promise it'll be fun. Sound good? You better not disappoint me then. Natsuki crosses her arms, but I could tell that she was still excited, or at the very least interested. Thankfully, the poem reading activity wasn't scheduled to happen until later today, so it seems I didn't mess up too badly. The club and I spent a while greeting everyone who came in and telling them about our club, but few of them seemed interested. I noticed that a good number of people came in solely for the purpose of taking a cupcake, which I should have expected, I guess. It wasn't the most exciting thing ever, but it wasn't that boring either. After all, I was doing this to help the club. After some more time had passed, I hear Monika's voice in the distance. Okay everyone, it's time to read poems. We'll be starting by having our literature club members read their wonderful selections first. If you wouldn't mind starting us off, Sayori? Right, I'll try my best. Sayori looks nervous getting up to the podium, but once she actually begins reading, it's clear she becomes more and more comfortable as the poem goes on. Once she's finished with her poem, we all clap as Monika starts speaking again. Thank you for that great poem, Natsuki. Sayori. Next up is... Before Monika can finish, Yuri runs up to the podium, tightly clutching her poem. Yeah, Yuri, take it away. Take it away, take it away, take it away, take it away now. That's a Red Hot Chili Peppers reference for anybody wondering. Yuri starts reading a poem. There's soon an air of confidence in her voice, showing that she had definitely prepared for this. With Yuri's poem finished, everyone claps again as Monika is ready for the next person to read the poem. Next up will be myself. Monika takes out her poem and starts reading. Everyone who came to check out the festival were blown away by her poem, or maybe it was just her they loved. Nonetheless, it was clear that Monika was an expert at this. Well, I hope you enjoyed my poem. Next we'll be having Mark read his poem. Oh, right. I was hoping I'd be able to go last, but it's now or never. Hey everyone! I cough and have to glance over to my poem a few times to make sure I'm ready. Luckily, the awkward silence doesn't last long as I begin reciting. My performance somehow ends up being worse than when I practiced. Most people clap out of pity, but I see Natsuki clapping just a bit harder. Aw, that's very sweet of you, Natsuki. To be fair, that was also probably out of pity, but I appreciated the gesture. I step down from the podium and walk over to Natsuki. Why are you so sad? You could have done so much worse. I'm almost surprised you didn't, actually. Yeah, that's true. Wait, you don't have that little faith? You have that little faith in me, do you? I'm just saying that you did better than anyone outside this club could have done. Was Natsuki giving me a genuine compliment? Granted, that's not saying a whole lot, but it's still better than nothing. Oh. I turn towards Monika as she speaks up again. Last but not least, Natsuki will be reading her poem. Natsuki gets onto the podium and prepares her poem. Of course I'm not least. I'll even prove it. Not that I need to. Natsuki reads her poem, this time being noticeably more enthusiastic than when practicing with the club members. Well, she did say that would be easier for her. Her writing style shines through as usual, making for an entertaining experience. Once she's done, we all clap, although I drew a bit of attention by clapping a little longer after everyone else stopped. Natsuki gets down from the podium and walks over to me. That was incredible. What did you expect? I thought that would be obvious. But there's no harm in accepting your compliment anyway, so thanks, I guess. Now that the literature club members are done, would anyone else like to? Monika starts, but looks around to see that most people were already leaving. I mean, we kept their attention longer than I thought we would. Yeah, we had fun, didn't we? I suppose that went well enough. Hey, there's one person that's still here. To take the last cupcake, but yeah. There's another hour before the festival ends, though. Now what? We all brainstorm for a few moments. We could try drawing in more people. Why not? We don't have to give up. It's not like we have any more cupcakes, though. I'm sure we can think of some reason for more people to visit. I don't know. To be honest, I don't think it's worth to keep dragging this out. Don't be so pessimistic, Natsuki. There's always a chance to bring what we're doing in here back to life. I think maybe we could just hang out for a bit. If more people want to come, then they'll come, but it would be a shame to not look at the rest of the festival. That's true. We should try and have some fun while we're here. Well, if everyone else agrees. If you guys want to do that, then I don't think I should be the one to stop you. I'll stay here in case anyone does come. Monika comes up to me and whispers in my ear. Go with Natsuki. I'll help with Sayori like I said, don't you worry. Monika winks and walks away. Wait, is it that obvious? Seeing as there's no reason not to take her advice, I go up to Natsuki. Natsuki, you want to check out the rest of the festival with me? Natsuki glances around and sees everyone else looking at us. Well, sure, but only because I have nothing better to do. Natsuki struggles to hide her smile on her face. Sure thing, Natsuki. We walk outside the classroom and try getting through the hallway, which is filled with groups of students. The chaos makes it difficult to tell where we're going, but it doesn't take too long for us to get the grip on things. Eventually we manage to make it outside the school. There's a lot of stands, most of them carnival games. Anything look interesting to you, Natsuki? I guess you could try one of those games they have at some of those stands. To our left we see a stand with a game where you have to throw a ball to knock over milk bottles. We walk over and see what I assume is her first year as she places some balls on the counter. You have 3 shots to knock over all the bottles. Want to give it a try? I turn to Natsuki. Who should go first? You probably miss, so I don't mind giving you the chance to have some fun at least trying. That's very nice of her, I think. I pick up a ball and get ready to throw. I take a deep breath and lob the ball at the bottles. 3 out of 9 bottles, not bad. Natsuki picks up a ball as well. A stern look of concentration envelops her face as she looks for the best angle to throw from. However, 10 seconds pass and she still hasn't thrown. Natsuki, everything alright? Shh! I'm concentrating! Natsuki stares at the bottles for a few more moments and finally throws. It was a straight hard throw, which would be more impressive if she didn't not only miss the bottles, but threw the ball so hard that it bounced off the back of the stand and nearly hit one of us. Whoa, be careful! Fine, you can have the last shot. I pick up the last ball and throw, only knocking off one of the bottles this time. Oh, that's a shame. Thanks for playing though. Natsuki and I walk away, only to be approached by a third year who looks like he could pass for a door-to-door salesman. How would you like to have your compatibility with each other measured? Excuse me? No thank you. I try saying no only for him to drag us both, What do you mean, both us and Natsuki? both of us already implies me and Natsuki, so why did we mention Natsuki twice, so to speak? I try saying no, only for him to drag both of us to a small table. Yeah, only for him to drag Natsuki and I to a small table. That's a bit better way to phrase it, I think. Another third year sits at the end opposite of us, as the other third year walks away. Please, have a seat. Natsuki and I tried to sit down, only to bump into each other, realizing a small problem. There's really only one chair for your love measurer thing? You two have to be close together for this to work after all. I motioned with my hands for Natsuki to take a seat. Now each of you needs to hand me your palm. I'd rather leave, thanks. Before Natsuki could try getting up, the third year grabs her palm anyway. I'm pretty sure that's not allowed, but as long as we're stuck doing this, I put out my palm as well. Yes. Wait a moment. You're already a couple. How am I supposed to measure your compatibility? What? No, it's not like that. You have nothing to be ashamed of, but please, do not waste my time. Frustrated, Natsuki gets up and walks away, grabbing my arm and dragging me along in the process. Jeez, the nerve of her! To be fair, I could see why she'd make that mistake. Yeah, but people shouldn't jump to conclusions like that, even if it's true that... Natsuki stops mid-sentence. Natsuki? Whatever, let's just get some food, okay? I haven't eaten all day. We head over to a stand that appears to be serving hamburgers. 2 hamburgers, please. I hand over some money to the person serving. Unfortunately, we're all out of buns for regular hamburgers. We do have some delicious ramen burgers, however. I'm not so sure about that. Would you be fine with it, Natsuki? As I turn back to look at the server again, I see that our money's already gone. I'm also pretty sure that that's not allowed, but it isn't particularly expensive in the first place, so I let it slide. Why is this festival full of scammy people? We head over to a nearby table and sit down. The luxury of sitting down for once feels nice, I have to admit. As hectic as these past few days have been, I have to admit they were kind of fun. You're not a terrible baker, so I can give you credit for that. Come on, there's no way that they would have turned out as well as they did without you. Yeah, but besides that, I meant what I said yesterday about us hanging out more often, by the way. If you ever want to meet up, just send me a text. I sent you 50 messages earlier and you didn't respond, but I'll keep it in mind. But I got him in the end, didn't I? Well, you're not wrong. It was just Natsuki quickly changes expressions. Don't oversleep next time, okay? Could Natsuki really have been that worried when she didn't see me responding to any of her messages? I thought she would have guessed I overslept, but maybe she thinks differently than I expect. I'll try. Sorry again for being late. The server comes over to our table and gives each of us a burger that has ramen as the buns instead of traditional bread. It actually tastes okay, so I guess I'm at least getting my money's worth. I mean, I'm not going to go and claim this festival is professional in the slightest, but it's a school festival, so I can't complain too much. After talking a bit more, we finish eating and get up again. I'm exhausted. You? Yeah, I'm a little tired too. Guess we should head home, huh? I think I'd be fine with leaving the festival now. I'm glad I got to spend it with you. I had an okay time too. Better than if I didn't go with you, probably. Somehow we find ourselves staring into each other's eyes. Only for a brief moment, but it happened. Oh, it definitely happened. Yeah, well, see you tomorrow. You too. There, I did it. I went to the festival, recited my poem, and got to spend time with Natsuki. I'd say today was a success. I hope things can continue to go as well as this did. It's probably more likely to happen if I actually set my alarm clock correctly this time though. Hey, there it is. Well, at least I set my alarm clock correctly, so that's a decent start for the day. As I'm waking up, I check my phone and see a text from Natsuki. It's from this morning and appears to be important. Bad news, I'll explain at the literature club. This doesn't sound good. What could have happened? Hey, Natsuki? Oh, Natsuki is pacing about. I arrive at the literature club, filled with anxiety. Natsuki is pacing around with her head down, almost as if she's waiting for something. Or maybe someone. Natsuki? She perks up a bit and looks over at me. Mark, what's up? That's what I'd like you to tell me. I pull out my phone from my pocket and show her the message that she sent me this morning. Oh, that. Yeah, did you hear? Natsuki looks at me, expecting me to already know what she's referring to. I'm going to assume that I haven't. Oh. Parfait Girls got cancelled! They had the nerve to stop it at volume 76 too! Right before the finale! Oh dang, I'm sorry to hear that, Natsuki. Also volume 76? My goodness, that is a lot of volumes. Wasn't there supposed to be a movie coming out at some point though? I wonder what's going to happen with that. Since they put so much time and money into it, plus it's an original story unlike the anime adaptation, apparently they're still going to release it. I mean, I'd like to see it at some point, but it's just a movie. The manga is what matters most, and now it's gone. Also, what a weird moment to end it off. Like, if it's literally one volume before the finale, what a weird moment to cancel it. Why wouldn't you just push that final volume out or whatever? Also, how is volume 77 the final one? That's also weird. Even though I wasn't nearly as big of a fan as Parfait Girls as Natsuki was, it was still sad to hear since Natsuki looked so disappointed. Well, at least you have other series to read, yeah? Yeah, but none of them are Parfait Girls. That's true. Then how about... I paused, trying to think of an idea. This isn't really something that needs to be solved in the first place, but there's no point in backing out now. Why don't you make your own manga? Natsuki glares at me. Very funny. You know, I thought you'd have a bit more sympathy for me. I'd be sorry for you if your favorite manga ended. I'm serious, I'll help you too. Seriously, sometimes you really don't get it. Creating a manga isn't nearly as easy as you're making it sound. Hey, I didn't say it would be easy. We don't have to do it all at once either. As long as we work on it a little at a time, I think it's possible. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be some bestseller either, or something we'd even sell in the first place. Just something we do for fun. Also, you know, why specific? I mean, it's not a bad idea. I think that would fit Natsuki very well. I think it would be really cool if she became a mangaka or that would be her dream to become a mangaka in the future. Or at least as a hobby. Maybe not as a profession, but as a hobby. But immediately jumping to you have to create your own because Parfait Girls got cancelled. I would suggest it more as in maybe you should try writing your own ending. If it really is cancelled and the finale never happened and the story is left unfinished, it would be really cool if Natsuki would then sort of start writing a fanfiction about how the story would have ended, how in her interpretation or whatever. Not necessarily her interpretation, but well, obviously partly her interpretation, but mostly just how she would imagine the original author to finish it. Not just a fanfiction about certain characters liking each other or whatever. You know, I would be Natsuki writing specifically how she would imagine the story would continue if it were to continue, you know? That would be really funny. But yeah, why would we immediately suggest hey, you have to write your own? There are, I don't know how many different mangas to choose from. And especially in this universe, because, you know, Parfait Girls is made up. So, you can make up a trillion extra manga series that Natsuki could be interested in. Once again, I'm not trying to say that it's a bad idea for Natsuki to write her own manga, but I think it's a bit funny that the very first conclusion to jump to is you have to create your own, rather than choose one of the million other mangas to read, because there are a lot of them to choose from. Besides, how do you know it's that tough anyway? Personal experience? Natsuki looks off to the side. That's besides the point. You wouldn't be on your own. Natsuki thinks it over for a few moments. Fine, but only so you'll stop bugging me about it. Alright, where should we start then? Can you draw, Mark? I'm not terrible at drawing, I guess. Depending on what your definition of terrible is anyway. Okay, then I'll handle the writing. There's an awkward moment of silence. So what should our manga be about then? Well, what's your taste in manga anyway? I usually gravitate towards shonen manga, although I'm willing to branch out sometimes. We can probably make this work. You already know what I prefer. You already know that I prefer slice of life manga, but we can figure something out. More silence. Okay, maybe this is going to be harder than I imagined. The best writing material comes from real life, right? So why not draw inspiration from there? I have no idea what I'm saying. No, now that I think about it. Yeah, but what inspiration am I supposed to get from there? My life's pretty boring anyway. Why not make our manga about this literature club? But this literature club is boring too. I hear Monika's disappointed voice in the distance. Poor Monika. Oh, thanks. But we don't have any other ideas either, so... I'm still not sure how good this idea is, but I hope it sticks. Alright, we need a title. Any ideas? Oh, come on, don't say Doki Doki Literature Club, that would be too obvious. How about we name it the Doki Doki Literature Club? The title was painfully cheesy, but I was the last person to ask for advice on a slice of life story. Are you kidding me? This isn't some kind of romance novel. What was on your mind to come up with that anyway? Hey, I made it up on the spot. I never said that my idea would be good. I hear snickering coming from somewhere else in the room. See, even Monika's laughing at it. But hey, if you want romance elements, then in it that badly. I didn't actually want any romance involved. Too late! You were the one who suggested it. Natsuki was clearly having fun messing with me. But for real though, what will our characters be named? We're basing this off our literature club, aren't we? Maybe reverse everyone's names or something. Like... Ikustan? Akinom? Yuri? And... Oh Jesus, Iroyas. It would be... Dude, it would just be way easier just to use their actual names. Come on, you could at least try to make this good. Take this more seriously. Cram? To be fair, I guess my name backwards doesn't sound too great. Hey Yuri, you're working on a manga? I turn around and see Yuri pass by. Although manga is not one of my interests, I do excel at writing, you know? Maybe I could help. Natsuki interrupts her. That wouldn't be necessary, thanks! Jeez, no need to be that rude, Natsuki. Fuck off, man. Just let Yuri help out. Yuri quietly walks away, slightly offended. What was that for? We don't need any distractions while working on this. Distractions? What are you talking about? Yuri! I don't need you prying any... What are you talking about? Yuri! And I don't need you paying any attention to her. Are you jealous of her, Natsuki? I can see Natsuki clenching her fist and then take a deep breath. No? So there'd be no issue in adding Yuri to the team, right? I wouldn't go that far. I clearly wasn't going to get anywhere with this, so I decided to drop the subject. You're the boss, Natsuki, so if you feel that strongly. I just feel kinda insecure sometimes. Natsuki's openly admitting something like that? That's weird. Oh, attention all students. We avert our eyes to the speaker from the school's PA system. Due to technical issues that have arisen from the festival yesterday, school will be closed tomorrow. Wait, so did they finally notice the damage the pyrotechnics did? Or was it because of the wall that was broken down due to the bullfighting match? Bullfighting match? Why didn't we go there? Why did we only knock over some... Why did we knocked over some milk bottles? Were scammed by a fortune teller, and we ate some knockoff ramen burgers. What, there was a bullfighting? What festival did we attend? Because that sounds nothing like the festival that apparently happened at school. Huh. Well, I guess there's no school tomorrow then. I should probably think of something else to do in that case. Natsuki looks like she's deep in thought about something. Mark, I need to go shopping for food tomorrow. Want to come? Huh? Are you asking me on... Natsuki quickly reacts quickly. I need help shopping, that's all. I'm pretty sure you don't need a second person to go grocery shopping, but whatever. I think I'm free then, but let me check my schedule. I looked through my phone and checked what I was doing for the rest of the week to make sure that I was able to go. You don't have plans with anyone, do you? Not that I know of. Good. I think I figured it out. Natsuki seems to get jealous easily, but I just wish she knew she doesn't have to do that. What's she so scared of, anyway? Tomorrow, then? Yeah, now let's get back to this manga. Yeah, where were we again? An hour passes, and we're feeling good about what we've accomplished. We've gotten pretty far with this, right? Well, last time I checked, we finished 1 page. I could have sworn we did more than that. Nope, all we did was the title page. Natsuki holds up the page I drew. It featured a poorly drawn versions of the Literature Club members and myself. What do you mean? I'm a member. The members and myself, so I'm a member, what the fuck? At the top was our title, The Literature Club Friends. Doki Doki Literature Club does sound better. It hasn't been colored yet either. Man, this is never going to work. What do you mean? You don't need to well, the front page needs to be colored, but everything else now doesn't need to be colored in a manga. Sayori walks by. What's this? A mistake. It's this dumb manga project we're working on. I think it looks great. You don't have to sugarcoat everything, Sayori. I'm serious, you guys did your best. And what's the that's what matters. What's important is that your style and feelings go into what you make. A manga with perfect writing and art might be nice, but if it's soulless, then what's the point? Well, I guess you aren't wrong. If there is something I could give advice on, it'd be the title. It's a bit generic, yeah. How about? Sayori pauses but struggles to come up with anything. Let's work on the title another time. Monika walks by. Actually, you're going to have to work on the manga another time, period. It's time to go after all. What? We were only just getting started. After Natsuki objects, she puts her head down. Yeah, can't we stay a bit longer? Well, you technically could, but why not stay at a place a bit cozier? You're working on a romance novel, right? Natsuki quickly interjects. No, and we don't need to work somewhere cozy. We could work on it in a prison cell and be fine. Whatever you say. Monika winks and as she walks out of the door with Sayori. Natsuki glances at the rest of the room and sees that nobody else is here anymore. Oh, where the hell did Yuri go? Alright, let's get to your house. Wait, what? To work on the manga, duh! Come on, before it's too late. Natsuki pulls me by the arm out of the classroom. Turns out we were going to keep working after all.